Let's now try to use the mask to change out the sky in this photo from Point Pleasant. When we did it the first time, we destroyed the original pixels. We took the sky out, we actually erased it. Now we know how to use a mask, so let's do that. So let's get it all ready. I am going to still make a copy of the background by taking the background and dragging it up to new layer. Whoops, taking the background, dragging it to new layer. And here are two skies that I'm going to want to experiment with. Let's open each of them up. Okay. We'll take this sky. I want to select the whole thing. Here's one way. I can use the marquee tool and make sure that it's not feathered. Select the entire thing. Control C or edit copy, either one. Go back to my scene and edit, paste. Now, it went right on top. I know now that I want it between these already. So I am going to left click and hold down on the word layer 1 and drag it between these two. What happened was when I pasted, this layer was selected. So it pasted that layer above it. It will paste whatever I'm pasting in above whatever layer is selected. I think I want the other one below this one, so I'm going to select background. Let's go and see how that works. Go into a photo bin, select here. Another way to select everything besides the marquee is Control A, which means select all, and there's a lot of times you use that for a lot of different things. So look at the marching ants around that whole thing. So now I'm going to use hotkeys. Control C, copy. I'm going to go back here. The background is selected, so watch, it's going to go between here when I say Control V for paste. So there it is. Let's take off the top one. I see this one, sky. I see that sky. And I'm back to see the background again. Okay. So we'll just leave things like that right now. Actually, let's take this sky and move it up. So we'll have a little something to look at. We'll adjust it later exactly how we want. Okay. So this is the layer now that I want to put a mask on it. I want to put a mask on it, and then I want to put a hole here where the sky is so I can see that sky. So let's take, there are two different ways to do that. I'm going to show you one here. Let's take the add layer mask. And the layer mask is completely white. So I can, I'm completely blocking the layer underneath. If I take a black brush and I start, whoops, let's get a regular brush on here. Hold on. Just a regular brush, maybe a little bigger. Okay. If I start painting black on, you can see, I can see there's sky underneath. But that's going to be kind of hard to use the brush. I could zoom in and I could go all the way around there. We have, let's get rid of that. We have a better way to select this, the way that we selected it the first time. So I want to use the, over here, quick selection tool. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And I'm on the layer, but watch, look what happens when I select. Whoops, there. We selected most of it, and remember, we wanted to get rid of the C. So let's zoom in here, and the way we did that was we used the marquee tool, put it on subtract, started outside and came up to the edge of the water, and there, we took it out of the selection. Now let's look what we got. I have exactly what I want to. I'm going to go back to the move tool. I have selected now exactly the part that I want to put black into. Well, I don't want to put black on the image. I want to put black in the actual mask. So I'm going to make sure I have the mask selected. And a real easy way to do that is going to be just to use the paint bucket. So let's click on the paint bucket. Control D. We'll get rid of the marching ants. And this looks okay, but don't you think the sun ought to be over there? So let's make this smaller and Control T to transform it. Oops, accept that. Control T to transform it. Right click, flip horizontal, put the sun over there. That's the way I want it. And accept that. Okay, so there's that one. Let's just turn that off while we work on the, let's turn the back off too. So let's work on this one. Now, this sky has some sea in it already, which I kind of like. Let's go down here. And what we needed to do is get rid of this sea so that that one, let's turn this off and see what we got. Oh, yeah, it looks good. Let's get rid of this sea so that we can use that one. Well, what I'm going to do is, because this is already set up for this sky, I'm going to make a duplicate of this entire thing right here. Background, there. Okay. Let's put this up here. These two will go together. Let's look at that. These two will go together. Whenever I want to use this sky, I will need to have this background. In fact, let's write this. Sky 1, Sky 1. All right, those two go together. Turn them off. I'm going to make this one work with the other sky. SKY2, Sky 2. All right. So let me zoom in here again. I want to keep the people, but I want to get rid of this. And on the mask, it is white at this point. So what do I want to do to that in order to be able to see what's underneath it? Paint it black, right? So let's get a brush. Well, way too big. And watch. Wherever I'm painting. And now this is the kind of thing where you're going to want to zoom way in. Let's zoom way in. Let's get a small brush. And we're going to try keeping the waves. So I want to go around. Whoops, no good. I want to go around these people. Tell you the truth, I think turning this off might make it easier for me to do. Maybe even a smaller brush here to get down in between places I want to go. I'm keeping the waves. See what that looks like. If I don't like it, I'll have to swap that out. Let's see. Keep the waves. Notice I'm not erasing. I'm using a brush with black and I'm drawing on my mask. So let's go up here. Get the lifeguard's arm in. Go around the lifeguard chair. Here. Let's back off a little bit. Maybe control minus. There we go. Backed off a little bit. Make a little bigger brush. Just get rid of the rest of it. So this is how I'm going to use the space bar. So I can go over here and just okay, I gotta admit this is kind of bothering me here. Let's get a tiny brush. Go in between here. This guy's arms are up. It's hard to tell what that is. All right. Let's zoom back out again. And look at, turn on our sky, which includes some water and some waves. There we go. See, that other ocean window looks good there. Wow, that looks kind of cool. One thing I might think about doing with this guy, Control T to transform. I'm thinking I want to straighten out that shoreline. There we go. Move it up a little bit. There, I like that better, straightened out the shoreline. Accept that. And there's my other one. So I can turn off Sky 2. I turn on Sky 1 and Mask 1. And I've got a sky with a sea down there that came with the original picture. If I turn those two off, I can turn these two on, and I have a new ocean. So that's how you would do that the advanced way.